Good morning. Bitcoin is above 43K today. $2 billion of Bitcoin has been seized by Germany. Some scary words from Janet Yellen. We're going to dive into a video there. 107,000 Bitcoin have been taken off the market by BlackRock and Fidelity alone, with China's largest fund. They're set to launch a Bitcoin ETF. Game theory, it has actually begun. 70K is in play. Let's talk about it. What I want to do is jump straight into what's happening over in China. One of China's largest funds, Harvest, to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF in Hong Kong after the Securities Commission said it is ready to accept applicants. China coming to the party. Absolutely huge. Obviously, the other day we talked about Evergrande as well. What's going on with China? The stock market's not doing real well. Hong Kong, they're a little bit of a proxy, so we'll see how this plays out. That's huge money. It's definitely opening up Bitcoin more and more to many more people. Now, flipping over to Janet Yellen, shout out to everyone in the live chat as well as everyone watching the replay. If you can do us a favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe if we vibe. I will get to your comments and questions as we go through. So Natalie Brunel, that's right, the Fed's objective is to keep price increasing and stealing at least 2% from you each year. Pretty full on. So many people are waking up, and if you haven't already, I think this is a good little clip from Janet Yellen herself. Let's go.
How do you convince Americans and voters that those prices might not go back to where they were before the pandemic?
Well, I think most Americans know that prices are not likely to fall. It's not the Fed's objective to try to push the level of prices back to where they were.
How do you convince?
Crazy, hey? So we've got the FOMC meeting tomorrow. We will try live stream that as well for everyone here. We'll do our best. I do have a meeting tomorrow at 6:35 in the morning, so we'll see how we go. We'll get that out if we can. Crazy, hey? They're saying the quiet part out loud, stack and chill. Now, in regards to 50,000 Bitcoin, $2 billion worth of Bitcoin has been seized. It's one of the largest seizures in history. While these things take time, Germany could look to liquidate the position. The market appears to be reacting to this at the moment. Who cares? Just to zoom out, there are only 2 time periods this year in which I'll be seriously knowing the Bitcoin price activity. The April halving, just because it's historical, and the November presidential election period, because that's when Bitcoin is historically rocking toward or past all-time new highs. Everything else is noise. Noise I'll use, of course, but noise nonetheless. I've got a chart to show you of that Ollie put out, and we need to pay close attention to it. It looks like a little bit of FUD, but it's pretty interesting. We'll come back to this one here. I want to jump into what's happening over in Germany. So men hand over Bitcoins worth $2 billion to German police. A total of 50,000 Bitcoin have been provisionally seized during investigations the eastern German state of Saxony in what is believed to have been the biggest seizure of its kind to date in Germany. One of the suspects in the investigation had voluntarily transferred the virtual currency to the FCPO, the Federal Criminal Police Officers, BKA. The spokesperson said the investigations were direct against a 40-year-old man, 37-year-old man. According to the LKA, it is suspected that the man operated a privacy portal until the end of May 2013. They are said to have purchased Bitcoins with the proceeds. So one of the men has transferred the Bitcoins to a so-called wallet and account for the virtual currency of the BKA. No final decision has yet been made on cash and the Bitcoins, the agency said. If they do hold on to them, and it looks like they will, what I'd be most interested to see is whether they hold them and Germany then puts it on their balance sheet. Let us know what your thoughts are, or are they going to sell it exactly like what the US government is doing with the Bitcoin that they seize? Let us know in the live chat or in the comments what your thoughts are in regards to that. So that fee war that Bitwise, BitB started, Invesco Galaxy is lowering the fee on its spot Bitcoin ETF to 25 basis points after already waiving all fees for the first 6 months or $5 billion in assets, Bloomberg reports. Game theory, it is heating up. Let's jump into the numbers here. We have block-eyed 828,147, 5:40 a.m. 31st to 24 January, last day of the month, and 43,416. It's up. Have you been stacking? Have you been pushing the big green buy button, the big red buy button. We've got a chat here, and I'll bring it out because it's straight to the point. Darth Brooks, bought at the top and DCA'd all the way down. Now I'm almost in the green. Stack sats and stay humble. That's what happens when you push the green button, when you push the red button. Obviously, it's not financial advice. But when you study Bitcoin, when you get that conviction, we are going to 70K. It's a matter of when, not if. So let's make the most of it. And some crazy stuff. Scientists at Stanford University have reconstructed the 3D model of how the worst investor in human history might have looked. I'll let you ponder on that one there for a moment. Yes, that's not a fact. It's a little bit of fun, though. Not sure when Tim Draper was on Bloomberg here. It looks like this has sort of just happened with the price being 43,500. But billionaire Tim Draper says the US government now realize that Bitcoin is actually better for everyone. I look forward to seeing that clip. People are starting to wake up. Now, if you're not convinced to be able to stack and to be able to chill, Bitcoin about to close up 5 months in a row for the first time since the last bull market. There are people still waiting for 12K. I really hope that's not you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it's not. We've been stacking, we've been chilling, we've been relaxing. If you can't handle the down, you don't deserve the up, and the up are coming. So +5 green months. We'll see how this plays out. We've got a couple of hours left of the trading day, and we'll see. And it definitely looks like that is, I don't know, 95% probability, maybe a little bit higher, 98% probability. So good morning. There is a new debate developing on Bitcoin price models. This was pretty interesting, and the power law versus the stock to flow. So I believe this has come out of the latest video by Andre Zik. Talks a lot about all the nonsense out there. It's got some pretty good content as well, but he put a video out and he was talking to a astrophysicist, I believe, who came out with this power law. The stock to flow is by Plan B, US 100 trillionaire. So all because of a great video that managed to overlay the possibility and suggest the question that Bitcoin has followed a pattern found in all of humanity. God damn, that's some great filmmaking, storytelling. This new model has the answer that found that pattern. It has finally been discovered. That's the stuff of hours of long mental masturbation sessions. No mental fat, no way. Power law. I'm a fan of models and price series as much as everyone else, and I love the idea of models. So this is a tweet by British Hodl. Base price predictions because it gives you a sense of illusion around being able to control your time in the markets. Everyone wants to be the one controlling the wild bull. But the one thing I've learned my first 4 years of Bitcoin, your model will be broken. You're about to see a crash between finality of supply and a 10xing of demand. For me, it's not about the model. It's about the intelligent debaters that modeling brings into Bitcoin. So enjoy the model debate, but remember all models are wrong. Some are useful, but ultimately there's only 3 rules to Bitcoin. Let us know if you know what BH's 3 rules to Bitcoin are. And this happens far too often. Spoiler, a person will miss every dip if they are always waiting for the dip to buy. No price will satisfy this mind except the one that is not attainable. Bitcoin will always be too expensive, and this person will always think, I am too late. So if you're waiting for 12, 24, 18K, whatever that price target is, but you're still not DCAing, I'm sorry you missed all those price gains. I'm sure a lot of people have been stacking and chilling just like Darth Brooks has all the way from the top. What a legend. Something in there, mate. So before we get into Fred Krueger at .Krueger, we've got the FOMC meeting, so it's about 23 hours, 15 minutes away. We'll see how we go. It's pushing it a little bit tomorrow, streaming it live, but we'll see what's possible. Maybe I can push this out. 97.9% chance that they just keep it exactly where it is. 2.1% chance that it goes lower. What will be most interesting is the words that come out of Papa Powell's mouth. Really looking forward to what Jerome Powell has to say. Let us know in the comments, is he going to be hawkish or dovish? It's all a charade, and they come out with all this nonsense, but it's fun to watch. I guess a little bit more mental masturbation there, but they are the powers that be. It's amazing how they just control these little levers, and it would be just so much nicer if they're on a hard money standard In the meantime, we have Bitcoin, and it is changing the world. It's changing your financial privilege. So Fred Krueger, Wall Street type of guy, April 2024 will be forever known as the ETF spring, with all ETFs including GBTC in positive inflow mode and the supply shock of the halving starting to hit. Even crypto haze will flip bullish. The greed indicator will flip to 90%. For degens, Roundhill will introduce the 99x leverage ETF, bringing back nostalgia for BitMEX and FTX. SBF ETF will mimic a strategy that Sam would have taken. Everything you remember from DeFi summer will be reinvented in ETF spring. We're already seeing that. They've put in applications as well. Yeah, I'm going to get, 10, 20x leverage. What I would say is, please don't trade on leverage. And if you're not a trader, there is a price to tuition. If you want to play that game, play that game. It's a very interesting game to play. You're better most of the time just to be able to stack, to be able to chill. So make the most of that. Now, this is a chart that we need to pay close attention to. You can see it started up real high and it is dropping down very low. So Oliver, as bullish as I always am about Bitcoin, I really have to admit that this looks pretty bad. A breakdown seems imminent. Let us prepare. So if I can zoom in a little bit closer, is there something odd about this chart to you? Let us know. I'll bring it back up at the end. Let us know if you notice anything in there on this price chart and why Oliver, all of a sudden, one of the most bullish people in Bitcoin is turning bullish. What are your thoughts on that? So we covered that one. Now let's jump into this. Little Johnny, Bitcoin just scored an A+ in his Monday test. Not only did he do well with the new 9 with a very commendable 10K new Bitcoin, but Johnny managed nearly a 6K net inflow, including GBTC. Bears are headed into hibernation. Let's get this party started. Monday, 1 out of 30 report card, A+, 10,357, the new 9, plus pretty much 6,000, all ETFs, including a GBTC outflows. Pretty exciting. BlackRock and Fidelity now own over 107,000 Bitcoin, 696. We do have the first 69 of the day. Shout out to Nikola Tesla. The laws of the universe are at play. What's a big shame is that it's been taken off and most of that's never going to return. These are sophisticated investors. They are waiting. They will hold it in their retirement portfolios as the new wave of people that come in to Bitcoin through the ETFs get educated, start learning about, see the number go up. They're going to hold, they're going to be able to stack, they're going to be able to chill. If people are trading, maybe that's how GBTC still stays about. They've obviously got huge amounts of liquidity as well. People aren't worried about the 1.5% fee. James Seifert from Bloomberg can confirm. I have been DM James Seifert, so we will get James and Eric Bellahanis. I know I say that incorrectly. I will ask him how to pronounce it correctly, but we will get these two gentlemen on at some stage. That's in the works, and I've got a very special guest next week. Anyway, can confirm we have 191.7 million out of GBTC today. Outflows continue to slow. Only 192 million. There was a really good chart. Maybe it will come up. Maybe it won't. But it's happening. It's truly here for so long. 10 years. Bitcoin wasn't waiting for the ETF, and definitely hold Bitcoin in self-custody. I don't know if Gargoyle's already said it. Put it on steel minimum. So I had a chat with an old friend, an acquaintance yesterday, and got a fair amount of Bitcoin and quote-unquote shitcoins, to say it politely, and his seed was on paper. Like absolutely insane. Absolutely ludicrous. It's $11, ladies and gentlemen, off Amazon Australian. Doesn't take much. Go to the hardware shop, buy a little bit of stainless steel. Please protect your generational wealth. And stay clear, Ledger and Trezor. So one of my Trezors appears to be bricked. It's not the computer, it's not the cable. Can I use the seed to transfer the wallet to one of my other working Trezors? I don't see that option. So does that mean if I want to recover the seed to a Trezor, it has to be a new Trezor device? The working Trezor has its seed. You can't have two seeds, one signed device. Reset the Trezor to restore, get another hardware wallet, buy a new one. We've got Tony from the Bitcoin Way. Use a cold wallet that doesn't support censorship. We'll leave that one with you. And did it happen again after an update? I've been reading about this happening. Seems crazy on Trezor's part. Yeah, but the one that was plugged in is working. The other I was trying to use now doesn't connect. Haven't tried the third. Trezor, Ledger, better to stay away. Use Bitcoin only open sourced hardware signing devices. Get the money printer prepped and ready to go. Fred Krueger has been on fire. Lower rates incoming for the Ledge goal of lowering housing costs. Mega ultra bullish. Do we get those lower rates tomorrow? Potentially not. It doesn't look like it. If it does, that will be a huge major pivot by the Fed. I don't see that happening. I wish it was, and that's what I was calling for last year, March 2024. We'd get a rate cut. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but soon enough, it will. The rates are going to go lower. And money printing is going to ramp up. It is a very exciting time, and it needs to look good. The markets need to look healthy for the US presidential election. This has nothing to do with the 2024 presidential election. Please move on. Senator Elizabeth Warren, 3 Democratic colleagues urge Fed Chair Jerome Powell to lower rates to help bring down housing costs. It doesn't work like that, but fair enough. The way Bitcoin works, it's the perfection of private property, price discovery, and political freedom. Stack and chill's the aim of the game. So Dennis Porter, this is a very special guest that will be coming on Monday, 5:35 Australian Eastern Standard Time next week. Sunday for most people, 7:35 p.m. UTC on Sunday next, at the end of the week for everyone. Super cool dude. That'll be an interesting conversation. He is pushing through so many bills for your right to be able to mine Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin in self-custody. This gentleman is going up against the likes of Elizabeth Warren. He's fighting the good fight over in the US for everyone worldwide. What a guy. What an absolute legend. He is succeeding. Now, this is in regards to censorship, a little bit of fun, going a little bit viral. So Taylor Swift, somebody made some little nudie rudies of her, bloody degenerates out there. I don't know, work hard, stack and chill, and then find a girlfriend for these people out there. So anyway, people made some nudie rudies, Taylor Swift with AI, and what's happening is they blocked the searches for it. Seems like a simple attack that can silence speech. So people like Taylor Swift and stuff, there shouldn't be deep fakes out there of her being nude or Rudy, but what this could lead to is pretty interesting. So it seems like a simple attack that can silence speech. So when real photographic evidence compromises a powerful person, those who are embarrassed can simply create a bunch of deep fakes. There's a point to bringing this up in the Bitcoin news. We will get to that. With similar content, claim it's all fake and get searches blocked, censor the entire topic. They can use a standard operating procedure of combining truths and half-truths with outright lies, confusing, conflating, and misdirecting. Here's an example of how it could work. One of the many famous, powerful Epstein regulars gets caught in a compromising photo from one of his many trips there. As people immediately flood social media with similar content that is fake, the establishment and news post headlines about the deep fakes. NPCs who believe the news immediately believe the narrative that it's all fake. The people who saw and knew about the real photos are gaslighted, and the evidence memory holds. Social media censors searching for the real content along with the fake. Couple of high-profile lawsuits. The threat stifle discussion further. Only fringe conspiracy theorists even know it's real, but can't even discuss it publicly. We saw this in 2020. We're going to see it more and more in 2024, the year of chaos. How do you protect yourself? You just stack and chill, and you don't worry about what's going on in the dirty, distorted fiat matrix. Let us know what your thoughts are on that. A little bit more crazy news, good and bad, right or wrong. The first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection. They did call it telepathy. It's the way of the world. So in regards to this chart by Oliver, what are your thoughts about it? Let's see if anyone's written anything in regards to the chart here in the chat. It doesn't look like it. So if we zoom in, the chart is upside down and it looks like it's going up forever. Laura, and there is an arrow to 64K. So do we have 70K in play? When I was talking to Brian D. Mint yesterday, the author of, let's show you the book. It's a good book, Bitcoin Evangelism. If you haven't already read it, I can see a few people in the chat have been. Anyway, here's on yesterday. I'm like, when do we get a new all-time high? I said if we get to 50K pretty soon, 70K before the halving, say it takes a little bit longer to play out. We are looking maybe around November, around the time of the presidential election. So when in doubt, zoom out. It really does depend, unfortunately, on what the Fed does tomorrow in their next meeting after. So stay tuned and hit subscribe for that. I will do my very best to stream the FOMC meeting. We'll see what's possible today. I'll get that sorted for tomorrow if I can. Otherwise, we will still be live every day, Monday to Friday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. F1 Fridays on Friday, so it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more loose. We just have a bit more of a banter, and as people close the week out and get set for a new week, rest, restore, enjoy God's days. So couple more things before we get into the live chat here. Shout out to everyone that is watching live. We'll jump through all those comments shortly. Bitcoin, $850 billion, 706,281,685 for its market cap. 24-hour volume, just a sweet little 19 billion only in the past 24 hours. And we're up 0.6%. But in the last 7 days, this is what happens. It's up 10.8%. So we'll jump over to the price chart and just have a look at the 24-hour highs and lows. 42,996 and 36 cents with a high of 43,761. So it is nearing that 44K. If we can get above and hold 44K, I think 47K and then 50K will be in play pretty soon. That is the trend. Does it happen straight away? Do we get a correction? Who cares? I'm not here to time the market. I'm just here to be able to stack, to be able to chill. And look out, I'm not even looking personally at this bull run. I'm just looking at the next 5, 10, 15 years. But we're getting to the point where you'll never, ever need to sell your Bitcoin. You can load against it, trade against it, whatever it is that you want to do. But it's pretty exciting, and nonetheless, in regards to where we're heading, and it's going to be a very interesting cycle. When that FOMO kicks in, the $10,000, $20,000 daily candles to the up and to the downside, it's a good time to be able to prepare right now for it. Let's jump into the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It is always good to have a little bit of a banter. So that's the news with the fast facts. Hit subscribe if you haven't already for the news with the Fast Facts Daily. We'll do my very best to get the FOMC live stream tomorrow. We'll see. Gargoyle, g'day legends. Liquidated shorts, yo. Knox Bill, let's go. Michael, shout out. Bitcoin Beaver, McLovin. What is that movie where McLovin is out of and he jumps in the back of the police car and stuff? I haven't seen that video for a very, very, very long time. But it always brings joy. Jim T, greetings from PA. Darth, we jumped in that. So this is a legend that stacked from the top all the way to the bottom and is almost back in the green. Simon, g'day, boss. Good to see you, Simon Picala, my legend. A VIP bartender. Hello, my friends from Las Vegas. Let's go. Gargoyle, we will assimilate everyone. Simon, she's a troll and full of nothing but lies. That's in regard to Yellen. Janet Yellen. Diesel, good to see you, brother. Diesel's always trolling me on X, on ya. Knoxville, g'day. It is concerned when Bitcoin gets seized is one of the things that people say about Bitcoin is no one can take your Bitcoin. In regards to that, I will talk about, it's there, the Bitcoin way. We did have Tony on as well. If you want to really, and this is not sponsored, they are coming on as a sponsor in full disclosure. But if you need help really locking down the cybersecurity side of your Bitcoin stack, you can reach out to the Bitcoin Way and they can help you really make it airtight as well. People been in since 2013 doesn't mean that they've updated their cybersecurity over the years. A little bit of food for thought. You can go into the cybersecurity side of things, the cold storage, the seed storage. We'll dive into it a whole lot more tomorrow as well. But if you need help, KYC free Bitcoin, maybe someone worth contacting. The first 30 minutes is free anyway. That's not paid today. They're a great company, and you've seen the videos with Tony there. So It is concerning, but there are ways, my apologies, but there are ways to be able to get around it, to be able to do the right thing, to be able to protect the hardest asset. Obviously, if you're breaking the law, like law exists, you do need to abide by the laws in your country. Are all laws fair or equal? No, maybe that's when you need to start looking at getting a second or third passport as well, if you have the capacity to be able to do it. Otherwise, it's better not to post where you are, what you've got, what you've been doing. Germany is pro-crypto and they know what's up. Don't worry. Orange Pill Dispenser, Gargoyle, AJ. Sorry I'm late. I was stacking and chilling. What a goat. Good to see you. Let a fool be a fool in regards to Janet Yellen, or is that the 3D rendering of Jim Cramer? It's all too funny. Gargoyle, buy Bitcoin, shut the fork up, get fabulously wealthy. That's the three rules of Bitcoin. And they're a great three rules. Or you can break it down into one stack and chill, and it's all gravy, baby. AJ, waiting for 12Ks for no coiners. Bitcoin's always going to seem too expensive. People are going to wait for a pullback, a pullback, a pullback. 27K, they're waiting for 24K, 22K. And even at 17K, waiting for 12K. There's never a price for these no coiners to be able to understand that over a long enough time period, it's all gravy, baby. Now, Darth Brooks, reading the book, The Bitcoin Standard, really hammered it home for me. British Hodl is right. If you haven't read it, then you should hush about Bitcoin. People don't like it when I say it, but read the books or eat the bugs. Readers are leaders. It's a fantastic book, and it's a great one for friends and family as well. I love Fred Gargoyle. Fred Kruger. So we had a pretty good live stream as well when Fred came on. You'll see that there's a thumbnail of his face on there. There's a good banter back and forth. That was my first intro into Bitcoin. It changed everything for me. This time, Picala in regards to Bitcoin evangelism. Like Michael Saylor said about trade, you stopping on the train tracks to pick up pennies. Chart looks upside down. Randall is straight onto it. What a legend. And like Michael Saylor said about trading, you're stopping on the train tracks to pick up pennies. G'day from Kalamazoo. G'day, Chris. Gargoyle. Orange Pill. I do need to get on metal soon, brother. Still on paper, at least. It is in my fireproof safe. Well, come on, bro. Let's go. Steel minimum, it's really, really not much. It's a good start, and then put the steel in the fireproof safe, or maybe even somewhere safer than a safe. It's probably the first place a robber is going to go. It depends how the safe is set up. I use a Dremel to scribe my seeds onto metal. So a Dremel's like an engraver there. That's another good way if you've got a neat hand. I surely do not, and it's like, can you see it? Let's see if I can... bring it up here. Like it's so small, the letters, or where you can put the letters. So if you've got a really neat hand, you can do that. I find the punches are easier. I actually use Seedor, which is a capsule. Divine, there's a discount link below, but that's just a cheap, easy, good option. There goes your seed phrase. Yeah, there's nothing on there, ladies and gentlemen. This is just to prove a point that it is cheap, and please don't store it on paper. Hi, Colin, Brain Chip. With your seed phrase, that's a little bit interesting. Hey, if this thing can read all your thoughts and somebody hacks in there and you've got your Bitcoin in your wallet, I definitely will not be getting the chip myself. Let us know if you are interested in getting telepathy and Neuralink in your head. JD, shout out to you. I read somewhere that when Bitcoin starts to pump, they said Wall Street would FOMO. That's what happens with these big guys. Let me get rid of that camera. Is they are waiting, and we were talking about it the other day. They may even be waiting for 50K to be in play. It's confirmed they'll be looking at the trend. A lot of Wall Street will just be trading. The high-frequency traders, they're making the most of the opportunity. But when the news cycle really starts, and it really starts getting FOMO, and we're going to see it the most around the new all-time high, so like 70K, when we hit the 70K level, the news really ramps up. Bitcoin's up so much this year. You know, last year the narrative was Bitcoin's up 160% this year, which is true, and it's probably up a little bit more now over the last 12 months. You know, it can vary a little bit. But when all that starts kicking off and then people start jumping in and taxi drivers, hairdressers, everyone's starting to talk about it. People that haven't been here for so long. It's when it starts to get really, really frothy. Obviously, all the supply is coming off with the GBTC outflows slowing down day after day, the supply being taken off the exchanges. It's not long, ladies and gentlemen. It's like TikTok next block before we get that massive price appreciation. So one thing I'd say is make the most of whether it's 43,540, 42,000, 28,000, whatever it is, just stack and chill, have a plan and enjoy, relax. We've got a little puppy dog come down here. Hey, Chess, you want to say hello? They're cute little dogs. Usually I have that door closed. Anyway, let's jump on with it. Hong Kong in-kind Bitcoin ETF will start nation-state adoption on steroids. When it hits $1 trillion, it's game on. Would you like me to answer any questions about the Hong Kong ETF application? Mayro, if you can tag me on Twitter at Sean Clark, SEANCLARKE 911 on X, Twitter, that'd be absolutely greatly appreciated. Superbad is the movie you're thinking of. It's throwback to the youth, hey? G'day from PR, Jose. I'm based in Hong Kong, so if any question about ETF, please do ask here. Mayro, if you can tag me on Twitter, I'd love to be able to have a conversation back and forth. That'd be absolutely fantastic and greatly appreciated. And we can cover that tomorrow or on FBomb Fridays. Elaine, good to see you there. Jimmy T, send it, Sean. Love your work, brother. Appreciate it. Hi, calling your FBomb Fridays. Well done. You're as all degens, ladies and gentlemen, out there. FBomb Fridays, they are 18 or at least mature audiences, plus a little bit of profanity, a little bit of fun. But you're all degens tuning and really liking that. What's this Australian spot Bitcoin ETF rumor anyone heard? We did talk about it yesterday as well. Australia's pretty slow on things, so we'll keep you updated. We can dive into it more next week as it progresses. But slowly then suddenly, like the states and well done. Let's go here. Well done to the USA for starting this Bitcoin ETF play. It is nation state and Hong Kong following, Australia following. We are going to see it happen more and more around the world. I saw an article at the moment. I didn't dive into it because it said crypto, but I'll have a look at it more today, see if there's any value in there. In regards to Visa allowing in 147 countries, I believe, the direct exchange from crypto, they said, into fiat instantly. So we'll see what's happening there. But as we get more and more awareness, I don't care whether it's through the ETF, if people are getting exposed and the likes of Larry Fink, Grayscale, Fidelity are all advertising Bitcoin, like GBTC's adverts are absolutely everywhere, train stations, plane stations, the likes of Times Square. When people are starting to see all this everywhere, it brings it into their consciousness. Some people are just going to buy the ETF, and that's cool. I'm good with that. But the smart people are going to be like, oh, this thing keeps going up. Why is that? And they start to read the books and they're like, oh, self-custody. How do I do that? They jump on YouTube and they're going to get the signal. So that's why smashing the like button, humbling the like button helps get this video and this type of content out there. All the Bitcoin videos, just touch the like button, just like gently push it, caress it, and get that out there. So people come into the ETF, they've got the awareness, and then they actually buy real Bitcoin. And that's when we get a new base, when people learn about it, even buying it at the all-time highs like Darth did there, and then started learning about it, and then just stacked on the way down. That's when we find a price floor, move on to the next cycle. Did some DCA in Bitcoin during the recent dip. I love dips. Okay, good has got the vibes and or got the power, and John Power, love the vibe. Cheers, brother. Daddy O, what's the name of the Falling Blocks program behind you? Super cool. I'll bring it up. I need to put it in the description there. It's bitfeed.live. It's so bitfeed dot, like a full stop, LIVE. Super cool website, hey? Can't believe, sadly, I actually can, that YouTube is still running those AI Michael Saylor scam ads. Absolutely insane. If you see anything where they're giving away free Bitcoin, if it's too good to be true, ladies and gentlemen, it is too good to be true. Don't send anyone your Bitcoin for more Bitcoin back. That makes absolutely no sense. And report them if you can, but they just keep springing up. Maro, like to ask anything about I can answer if you can tag me on Twitter. Hi, calling. Exactly. Gargoyle, brain hacked, Russell Patey. Sorry. In regards to Janet Yellen, maybe. Diesel Kane, Australia has had Bitcoin spot ETFs for a couple of years. It's not quite a proper Bitcoin ETF though, is it? I'll dive into that. How about next week? Let's look at Monday or Tuesday next week. If you have a brain trip, you have zero privacy, so any Bitcoin you have a good buy. Brendan, trying to keep my brain egg out. Would China balance Wall Street's influence? They'd probably exceed it. I think there's a lot of high net worth individuals in Hong Kong. It's one of the wealthiest places in the world per capita, so we'll see. Watcher, good to see you. Elaine, it's stacking time. We're on the brink of pure excitement, buddies. It gets absolutely insane very quickly, slowly, then suddenly like 10% in the last week. And it was pretty sideways for a long time. Maybe we get a bit more chop. Tomorrow's going to be super interesting. Awesome, Mero. Really look forward to having a chat. I'll have to come back on Friday. You're a DGen, Elaine. If the shoe fits DGen, then what I can tell you is that I was one of many who lobbied the Hong Kong SE for the spot Bitcoin approval. Hong Kong already has a future Bitcoin ETF, but the spot is definitely coming. Man, I cannot wait to have a chat. I really, really look forward to that. Bitcoin, hold on. Why not DGen t-shirts out there? I see if anyone has any design skills and can make a stack and chill print on demand shirt like this is FOMO 21, which TikTok next block, ladies and gentlemen. But if anyone can make a stack and chill logo and tag me on Twitter, that'd be super, super cool. But just stack and chill is the aim of the game. Hong Kong ETF very much does have Chinese backing. Indeed, China has actually been pressuring Hong Kong banks to open the rails. Quite a change from 2 to 3 years ago. Neil, good to see you. GBD outflow slowing to a trickle. Mean inflows will impact price. Hodl on, boys. Eric, stack and chill. Tony, Fred Kruger has some good S to say on X. He sure does. Aussie Gardener, I heard if we watch the whole ad, it changed the scammers. It charged the scammers for their Google ads. I would not be watching it though, because they're like, it's a business, you know, that they're running. They have the incentive. The more people that watch, some people are going to be fooled and part. G'day from the Secret Forest. Good morning, Jason Russell. We'll trade Mero again. The Hong Kong ETF will trade in the main board of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And Hong Kong in the past has been crazy about property. There's a real chance we will see a mania in Hong Kong for Bitcoin. They truly get it. We did see as well that China had banned Bitcoin, and a lot of people are still flying to safety, basically. So if another interesting thing is that Hong Kong is pegged to the USD. This peg has held for many years, but is now under pressure again. Bitcoin here is the lifeboat. Bitcoin is the lifeboat, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, hit subscribe if we vibe. We will see you tomorrow. Let's see if we can get that FOMC meeting live. That should be a fun conversation. If you're watching the replay, g'day. Hopefully you have a lovely day. Do something nice for someone. Be chill, stack and chill. Be blessed. Peace.